Hey everybody, good evening. Sunday evening, Up North Journal in the cabin, live on Facebook.
Good evening, everybody. Happy springtime.
It is springtime.
Finally.
It's a beautiful day out. It's been a beautiful weekend out. It's been a beautiful 3 or 4 days now. Yeah, I'll say 3 days. We'll give it 3. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Hopefully everybody who's online tonight is doing good and ready for the show. Hey, there we are. We're live. Do a little sharing here. And I got to turn my audio down.
Good evening, Travis.
Hey, Tim, see us?
Tim, the gobbler shooter.
The big man who's killing gobblers. Those calls of his, he said, were Tim tested and gobbler approved.
There you go. Hey, Jacob Abrams.
Hey, Jake, what's going on, man? Long time, haven't heard from you in a while. Glad to see you're on the show. I'm going to be up your way at camp here this next weekend, so.
It's not turkey season yet, Tim. We're a few hours away.
Few hours from Danny's.
Actually, we are, I guess we're less than 12 hours now. I think the official time is 6:10.
6:10, huh? Okay. Yeah. That's the official.
Patrick Cloyd's joining us in.
Hey, Patrick.
From Southwest Michigan.
That's right. Michigan hunters here. Everybody's got a tag for the first week. Public land will be in the woods tomorrow, hopefully chasing gobblers.
It's supposed to be the nicest day of the week. Right. And I knew it. 70 degrees.
70 tomorrow?
Yep.
That's what they're saying?
Yep.
Okay. One more here, and I will be ready to go.
Jim Miller is chiming in with
Jim Miller.
Gobble.
Jim Miller, the turkey killer. What is going on? You know, it's kind of strange here tonight. You know, Danny and I were talking. Let me get my screen loaded up here. We go live less than a minute. We've already got 8 people on board, and we said that tonight might be one of those nights.
Slow night.
Where we might not have a lot of people.
Maybe everybody's coming in after being out all day. Because I took my dogs, Deb and I and Erica, we took our dogs over to Seven Lakes. And it was busy.
Yeah?
It was probably one of the busiest I've ever seen it in the month of April.
Really?
Yes. I mean, it was packed. The first turnoff to the left where it's between the two Big 7 and...
Yeah.
Man, that parking lot was full.
Yeah.
Then we went around, the point was full. And then the other side there was a lot of people. It was take your dog to the park.
Take your dog to the park day, huh?
Well, then you could also let your kids roam free too.
Let your kids roam, get your bike out, chase all the turkeys out of the area.
Right.
Chase all the deer away.
Exactly.
So, good deal. Man, we got a lot of people on here right off the bat. It's a good deal. Jason Radecki, 6 inches of snow on the ground. Hey, you know what? I know that's not good for y'all, but I am so glad to hear that because the event that I'm sponsoring this weekend, we need 6 inches or less, so we're working on it, and I think we're going to get there.
Patrick Cloyd went on a motorcycle ride.
I seen a few bikes out this weekend.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely the bikes have been out.
So,
Jacob Abrams, Michigan Deer Trackers on Facebook. Tammy is tracking turkeys if they run off.
Okay, here. I'm trying to play around with a couple little things here, see what we got going here tonight. Let's see, let's check that angle out. Everything's looking good. We got stuff rocking tonight. So, we got audio tonight, too. I remember to turn that on.
Got our coffee?
Got our coffee. We want to thank Hunter's Blend Coffee for giving us a bag of coffee here, drinking it on the show. If you guys,
I'd just like to say that I'm only having 1 cup.
What happened to you last week?
I think I had 2 cups.
Did you?
Maybe a little bit more than 2 cups, and I couldn't figure out when I got home. I was so wired, and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "No, I'm not ready to go to bed yet." And it's like, I got to get to bed, and it's like it ain't happening.
2 cups of coffee,
man. Then I sit there and went, "Oh, the coffee!"
Right.
So
there's their webpage right there, folks. HuntersBlendCoffee.com. Go over, check them out.
I am definitely. It'll be this 1 cup. You can have all the rest.
I will.
Because, no, it's brutal.
What's the matter, man? Right there. Get you some of that right there. Hunter's Blend. Good stuff. Actually, I'm pointing to the wrong camera. This is what happens. I'm multitasking here.
There you go.
You know, I'm running 13 computer monitors, 18 cameras, an iPhone, and our audio here. So
Right.
while you're over there lounging, taking it easy. So
Sipping coffee.
right on.
Wayne Sitton has joined us.
Hey, Wayne. Good to have you on board tonight. Thanks for tuning in here. Well, I'll tell you what. You ready to get this thing, kick off the podcast for the night?
Let's do it.
All right. Here we go. Let's get this record going, and we'll see what we can do. Stand by in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of the Up North Journal, everybody. I'm host Mike Adams with Dan DeFaw sitting in the cabin with the windows open tonight.
Yeah, finally.
And it's not because it's like 18 million degrees in here with the heater running. It's because it's nice outside.
I tell you what, it's been a very nice weekend. It took it a while. It started Thursday, cooler, Friday, but yesterday and finally today, about time.
Yeah, you know, I actually cut grass today.
You said you cut grass.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a good idea.
Cut grass for the first time.
I was out just doing some rake up, clean up stuff that, you know, you let go all year, and it's just like...
I did that too. Lit a fire. Had my
I
first
did something
bonfire.
Friday night because it was so beautiful out. I'm happy.
Did you get the hot tub fired up?
No.
Did you run around in shorts?
No. I took the Christmas lights down.
Oh, it's about time. I thought you left them up so the pizza guy would know which house to go to during the summer.
No. I Friday, I got done with work and
Wow.
we went out to we were gonna go out to eat, and I had a little hour to kill. I said, you know what? It's warm enough to get the Christmas lights down. Here it is. This is officially the latest I think I've ever left them up. I don't think I've ever had them go to May that I can remember.
You should have just left them up. You're going to have to put them up in another 3 months.
I know with Kelly, she's probably thinking that, yeah.
Yeah.
She's our Christmas bug.
Okay, so it's almost May. Let's just call
Call
it
it May.
Okay, so we got June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 7
So
months.
6 months.
So, yes. Yeah.
Go back, probably November. I'll try to have them up before I leave
For deer camp?
for deer camp.
You might as well say 5 months.
There you go, see?
Gosh. I thought we were bad leaving a tree up until February. Jeez, oh, Pete.
But I was proud of it. But I was able to actually, I actually got out the ladder, and I was thinking that to myself as I was taking them down. It's like, I couldn't remember any time this year that I could actually be outside and not be cold.
Right, yeah.
And it was like...
But you know, there's still snow on the ground up north of camp. 2.5 hours north of here. Well, actually, Jason Radecki, he's in Luzerne
area, yep.
Yeah, which is just north of
It's
Rose City.
west a mile north of Rose City.
So, you know, you think an hour and a half, 2 hours north of here, they've got snow on the ground.
He said they got 6 inches of snow.
Yeah.
And same thing over in Wisconsin. I know Greg Miller and Dan Anderson is over there, and finally I think they can see some grass.
It's going to be good for the deer, because I'll
Yep.
tell you what, man, the deer got hammered in this last snowstorm. That's what I'm afraid of, is going to camp. I'm just afraid. I'm afraid what we're going to find.
I know. I sent an email up to my forester up there,
Yeah.
and I said, hey, be my weatherman. What do we got?
Right.
He says, easily we got 10 to 12 inches.
Still on the ground.
And then
Okay.
that was in the beginning of the week.
Okay.
So I'm hoping, he says, the deer were looking fine,
That's good.
but they're not looking good now.
Okay.
Which, yep, that's how it goes. I mean, give it a couple weeks, and depending on how fast we need green up.
We do. I mean, it's greened up here in what? Less than a week, probably. You know, I mean, things were brown here. I mean, like I said, I cut grass, and the backyard's green. It greened up pretty doggone quick. So,
John Brillhart. Don't feel bad, Dan. I finally took mine down Friday, too. Only because the neighbor's grandson is getting married on his farm, and I didn't want my lights in his wedding photos. I'm not the only one.
so just leave them up, man. Just leave them up. That's what you ought to do. Just leave
John,
them
that's
up.
awesome, dude.
Just don't turn them on until you got to have the pizza guy come by and say, "Hey, I'm the house with Christmas lights."
There still are houses with Christmas lights.
So,
I don't feel so bad now.
Right.
But going back to the weather, and I contacted him. I said, hey, what's going on up there? He sent me a quick note. Yeah, we got 10 to 12 inches.
that's who your forester.
Yeah, that's my forester.
You know, it's always good to have contacts at camp like that where you can get a hold of somebody real quick. I was talking on Facebook today, hey, mowed the yard, and one of the guys, our neighbor, our camp neighbor, right next to us, you know, he's like, hey, you know, we still got snow up here. He shot me a picture real quick and had about eight inches of snow on the ground still, and had a snowmobile trail going up his 2-track to his camp. You know, but it's good to be able to have those type of people you can call and get information on, and you know, kind of get a gauge on what's happening in the area.
And what I like about talking about him is he's just not in one spot.
Yeah,
he's obviously out on the road all the time in that area, so he's getting. Right. When I talk to him, I know I'm getting a perception of the area,
right?
Not just, hey, I'm looking at my backyard again, and
right.
This is what I can tell you. No.
Yeah. I've contacted probably 3 or 4 different people up that way trying to get a gauge on what happened. Because we're doing a deer browse study this weekend.
This weekend, deer browse study, yep.
So, you know, I talked with Anna Middling of MUCC, who's going to help put this event on. And she said, yeah, we need 6 inches of snow or less to be able to still do it. So
okay,
cool. I'm pretty confident we're going to get there.
We just need the weather to keep on trucking here and get that snow melted.
Yeah.
And I tell you the truth, I'm surprised at still how much water there is out in the woods.
Is there?
Yeah.
Down here?
Because I was walking over at Seven Lakes there, and there was a couple of spots. It was kind of marshy, and it's like, But then you think about it, it's like, well, yeah, just last week we had with snow.
Okay, so your turkey season starts tomorrow.
Yeah, my turkey season starts tomorrow morning.
So you just got more this week?
No, I didn't actually. I got out the one time.
So you're confident where you're going?
I'm confident where I'm going.
Okay.
And I'm not going to where I scouted, so.
Is there a reason?
I'm playing a hunch.
Okay, you rolling the dice a little bit?
Kind of what I saw today. Is I'm betting on something.
Oh, okay. So you did a little driving around then. I see what's going on.
Well, not it just the amount of people over there.
Yeah, you know, after what you said, it's just there's so many people running through that area. It's just
because I forgot to go look. I forgot to turn down that road, but the campers were pulling out of there.
Yeah, they're probably opened up.
But I thought that campground didn't open up till May.
They may have opened early. I don't know.
Well, what I'm thinking is they're opening up maybe on just weekends or something.
Maybe. Could be.
But that kind of... I'm playing a hunch about the traffic in there. That's going to do something to the birds.
Well, there was a lot of campers on the road this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
A buddy of mine who I hadn't seen in a while stopped over at the house yesterday, and they were going camping this coming weekend. So yeah, everybody's getting camping fever. You're starting to see rigs roll north. Yeah, I seen a lot of campers. A lot of campers today. I was out on the freeway today for a few minutes, and there was a lot of campers out. I
tell you what, it's like we said. You could have planned this. They've been talking all week that this was going to be a really nice weekend. Mm-hmm. So get your camper ready, get out, right?
Yeah.
You know, you've been cooped up. We figured 6 months of winter,
right?
And it's like, okay, let's get out now.
Yep. Absolutely.
But yeah, hopefully I got all week to do some hunting. Mm-hmm. I'll probably go out tomorrow morning because it's supposed to be I think it's supposed to be the nicest morning of the week.
Now, are you just going to pick a spot and post up, or are you going to drag your pop-up blind out?
I'm gonna take the Mike Adams method of hunting.
Oh, you're going to run and gun a little bit.
I'm gonna try something like that, a version of that. I might sit more longer than you do.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna see if the birds are talking tomorrow.
Okay. Well,
we'll see.
I expect reports.
Well, you'll get a report. Hopefully, it'll be about 6:15 that you get a report. Because official shooting time, I think, if I remember right, is 6:10.
Okay.
So 6:15 would be good with me.
All right.
And I'm definitely going to not do what I did last year. So,
which is
when I let the Jakes walk by.
You're going to regret it. You will regret it. If you smoke a Jake, I guarantee you, after you smoke one, a big Tom's going to come out and shake his tail feathers at you.
Good. Then Deb goes in May, and the girls can go in May, and we can go back. Then we have something to go after.
Yeah.
But I'm playing a hunch after driving around today.
Okay.
Because I know the spot where I was thinking of typically going. Mm-hmm. I know what I'm going to encounter there.
Right.
So it's like, well, wait a second. This is kind of changing my thought process because of the amount of traffic that's being. It's gonna
push birds.
Exactly, and I think I know.
It's gonna.
I think I've got an idea, kind of like a golf idea where I want to sit.
I was gonna say, it wouldn't happen to be near a spot where we went the first time.
I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the spot.
First day or second day?
Second day.
Okay.
That's where the golfing comes in.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad place.
Well, because I'm playing a hunch off that about the amount of people in the park, right?
Right.
When I saw it today, I was shocked. Okay. I was not expecting to see that many people roaming around the trails and everything.
It didn't surprise me in the least.
I was like,
people are active.
And then I had a thought. I said, you know what?
All right, so
it'd be
8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I expect a call.
All right, that'll work.
I'll be at work at 9:30 actually. So
9:30.
Yeah.
All right.
So you got time? You can drive by. I'll take some.
Okay.
I'll take some glamour photos for you.
There you go. Luke Sitton is joining us.
Hey, Luke. Thanks for tuning in.
You know what?
Tom Gensel.
I should have done a lot more scouting. Just wasn't into it. I think it's the weather. It's just cold and miserable, and it's like.
I watched 3 gobblers behind the house. This was it this morning or yesterday morning? I can't remember. I think it was this morning, and about 3 deer in the backfield. And everybody's like, "Yeah, why don't you go hunt there?" Because I can't, but I do get to watch them, so that was nice. But yeah, turkeys were strutting. You know, they were doing their thing, and deer were chasing each other around 2 young deer. So yeah, the animals are frolicking around now. They're feeling their oats and. I can't wait to get up north. I talked to the guy I'm taking turkey hunting in May, and I was like, hey, we got to pick a weekend. We got to get planned, everything planned. I got to go get my tags. So I got to get some new boots.
Yes, you do. You have a little problem with your boots. You have a hole in them.
I've wore holes in them. So.
You have wore holes in them, so they might not be as kind of waterproof as they say they are.
So, yeah, I've got to get that. So I've got some things to do between now and this coming weekend before I head up north. So.
Or you wear them. And those become your holy boots.
Yeah, you're funny. How about you wear them and become your holy boots? We'll see how that works.
No, I got mine. But no, it starts this week. It's supposed to have good weather, I think, most of the week. So
okay,
we'll see.
And if you do get a bird, when you come over, we got to send somebody some pictures.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of people who got.
Well, first person gets it is Tim Cius.
Yeah.
Yep. And the hashtag that we're using this year is 2018. Call them off a limb. So
absolutely. And you know what? We're talking turkey here, and it's springtime, and Travis is going, October 1st, can't get here fast.
Right.
You know what? That's in the back of the mind, and it kind of talks with you just in the beginning. Hopefully the deer didn't take too big of a hit.
Right. That's my bigger concern right now. When I get to camp, I just don't want to see a bunch of devastation when I get up there.
Man, it could be bad. That's what I'm hoping to. I am hoping that I don't get that.
So
I was supposed to have a nice. We were doing fine.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's step outside. We'll take our first break and come back. What do you want to talk about? Want to talk about a little bit of what's in the news?
Yeah, let's talk about what's in the news.
All right. Yeah, we got something that happened here yesterday, actually. So we'll be right back after this. And for those of y'all on the live stream, hang tight, and we will get rocking with the next segment. Yeah, Travis talking about October 1st, I'm already thinking about places where I can put tree stands up. I got to get some stands, moved and start getting ready to do some scouting. I already got trail cams up and
yeah, it's just you can't not stop thinking about them.
No, you can't. It's
almost in our blood.
It is. It's a way of life. Yeah. All right.
460, right?
Yeah, episode 460. We're rocking close to 500, man. That should be at ATA next year.
That's what we're hoping. If the stars align and
all right,
podcast gods are with us.
Right on.
You're right. All right, let's do it.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. Second episode. Sitting in the cabin. And did you happen to catch a little news that popped across the news feed on Facebook yesterday?
Actually, what happened was Deb called down to me and said that Mike posted something. I said, what? Mike posts a lot of things. Well, she's like, well, it seems Yeti Coolers decided that they're not going to work with the NRA Foundation anymore. Right. Out of the blue. Yeah, They've done it for years.
That was a shock.
And the NRA Foundation is the side of the NRA that does fundraisers for the educational and youth side of the NRA.
Yeah, basically the youth outreach.
So basically what they said was, and from the articles I could read before the show, no explanation.
No, they've not said a word yet, and actually I don't expect them to, because the only thing they can do is stick their foot in their mouth further than what they've already done. So
I hope. Well, I kind of want him to say something, because I got to hear this, because the article said they've been doing it for years, and it's just they all of a sudden said we're not going to do business with you.
Yeah. Well, in the recent light of what's been going on around the nation, the political movements that are shaking things up and down right now with the NRA, with these school shootings and everything, people are getting froggy. People are jumping off the ship and jumping off the bandwagon and trying to align themselves with who they think might put more money in their pocket.
Who can further agenda further.
Yeah, I really think if that is the case and why they did this, unless they specify something totally different and come up with a pretty doggone good explanation, I think this is going to come around to bite them in the shorts.
I don't know how you, when you rely on a general public to buy your product, and I hate to say it, but the general public, most of these people probably belong to the NRA. A good number of them. Yeah, a good number of them, but and hunters, fishermen, outdoorsmen, campers. I mean, we're all collectively outdoorsmen. Well, that's the point. If they think that they're going to hurt, if they think that they're going to hurt the shooter of the NRA, but a fisherman might belong to the NRA as well,
right?
Or a hiker, or it's just you're just not a segment of people that. There's more to the story.
There's a lot of people that belong to the NRA that aren't even involved in the outdoors.
Exactly.
So
there's more to the story that says, "You sure you want to do this?" Because, and now there's a couple other things that are coming out. Like someone said that Yeti's made in China.
Yeah.
Hey, buy a United States product then.
Right.
And
we got quite a few of them that are made here in the States.
Yep. So, and we've seen it at the ATA show that Yeti is not the only game in town.
And that's exactly what I thought of yesterday. As soon as I made the post and I thought about the ramifications, how this is all going to shake out, I'm like, okay, so you want to separate yourself away from this organization that promotes our Second Amendment, that tries to help secure our Second Amendment. And Second Amendment and hunting, two separate things. It's not the same thing. The right to bear arms and being able to go hunting, they do cross paths, but the Second Amendment isn't about hunting. It's about it's about our right to be able to protect ourselves. But getting back to that, all these people going to these shows now, people going to the trade shows like what we do, I'm thinking, I wonder what the reaction is going to be at trade shows now. Because really, what's the next biggest one? Have they already had ICAST? Or no?
I think that's during the summer. Is it? Okay. I think that's like June, July, isn't it?
So that's probably the next big one coming up that I can think of kind of right off.
And you're speaking right to the fishermen, right?
Yeah. So
I don't know if they go to that show, but if they do, what's going to be the reaction?
Well, I want to see what the reaction is going to be next year when we go to ATA.
If they're even going to be there.
Well, if they are there, I might walk by and say something.
We'll have to keep an eye out for them.
Politely.
Right. Well, you can, and that's the difference. If you say it politely, you're stating your opinion.
Yep.
Is there anything wrong with that?
Nope.
Exactly.
So
and it's just something like that, and it's kind of funny because I could have swore a couple days before that, and I'd like to know, if some other outdoor companies, the Bass Pro Cabela's,
right,
they just did a thing earlier in the week. I remember right.
They pushed
a sponsored post was Yeti.
Yes, they did.
And it was like,
so now, okay, does this jump into that realm of things?
Well, that's what I'm kind of.
The big box retailers all of a sudden go, oh, wait a minute now.
Because the big box retailers depends on a lot of those people to come into the stores to buy their stuff.
Yep, exactly. So if you've got a hunting store and they're no longer going to support the shooting sports, how's that going to play out?
Right. I guess the best thing in that case is if they don't say anything, then just don't buy the product that's on the shelf and let it sit there.
Well, we know what happens at Cabela's when stuff doesn't move and what happens to it. It gets shoved. So
It goes right to the bargain cave.
Well, yeah, or gets taken out of the store completely.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing. In this case, what's happening is like, okay, let's see what happens.
It's going to be an interesting summer. Mm-hmm. And I put that post out yesterday afternoon. Within probably, I'm going to say within 5 or 10 minutes of NRA making that statement and putting that post out, and our Facebook page blew up. People were grabbing that article that I posted because I linked to it, to the link. I grabbed the link and made it part of our post, and I said a little something about it, but it went like wildfire. So it's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out. And for those of you all out there on the podcast and here on the live stream, feel free to come over to our page and post and let us know what you think about it. Are you going to continue using a product like that doesn't support the Second Amendment? If you were thinking about buying that product, are you going to still buy it or not?
In the role of that post, actually, I saw it on another article about that. Was somebody said that they just bought 2. Mm-hmm. She says, "Well, I'm taking them back now."
There you go.
And that's the thing. It just, I don't know, the way companies are doing business, and like, is it Citibank?
Yes. Yeah. Or Bank of America, one of the other.
I think it's Citibank that won't do business with
gun companies.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw today that Wells Fargo, the teachers union, was pulling out from Wells Fargo because they do business with firearm companies. So this is going to get nasty.
The teachers union?
Yes. Before this gets better, it's going to get a lot worse. I mean, people are dividing lines now. We saw what happened with Dick's Sporting Goods and Field and Stream. They pulled out as well. They're no longer going to sell their firearms, the evil firearms,
the black ones.
So, and I saw this week there was a story where they actually destroyed their inventory. Yeah, there you go.
Really?
Yeah, they actually destroyed them. So, I guess they can afford to do that, but
right.
So, but anyway, no, I just thought it was interesting. It's just we've seen this with other companies that have made statements or something, have been associated with a group that wasn't exactly kosher, and people are so quick now to draw lines in the sand and go to battle over the smallest things. And I'm not trying to make light of school shootings. Don't get me wrong there. I'm not making light of it, but I mean, come on, man. We're talking about the Constitution. We're talking about the Constitution.
Yeah. There's an agenda somewhere.
There is, but how far will it go? And,
right.
and how many more companies are we going to see fall by the wayside and not support all of us in the outdoors? So, we just have to wait and see how it shakes out.
Right.
So, well, I'll tell you what. Let's take another break here. We'll step outside, take our second break. We come back. You got something standing over in the corner there. We'll
yeah.
So, all right.
I'll go with it.
Okay. All right. We'll be right back after this. All right. See anything going on here in the live stream? Anybody chatting?
Pretty quiet. Travis is a Me Too. I was trying to find. They interviewed this Florida school shooter that happened Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking that the reason what led him to do it, and basically he wasn't saying the guns made me do it. It was because I'm not mentally well. So I was trying to find that where I heard that on the news today, and I can't remember where I did. And it's kind of funny if that's what because they're interviewing him in the jail because he's got his
jumpsuit on,
yeah. Right? And so I figured that's probably about as far as that's going to go because that's just not playing into anybody's.
Doesn't fit the talking points,
right? David Hogg can't sit there and give him a hug,
right? Okay, here we go. Stand by. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. Third segment of the show. Sitting here chatting about this, that, and the other. New stuff.
Yeah,
turkey season.
But like Travis Minton says, talking about October 1st, and, we're thinking about deer and how they're coming out of the winter.
Dude, I'm always thinking about deer.
Well, and I saw a deer this morning, and their coats are like really, really white right now because they're getting ready to change over.
Right.
And it's like you can see her plain as day coming through the woods. It's like, wow.
Getting ready to shake that winter coat.
But she needs to get rid of that winter coat.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there, and we've done some shows this year with Cabela's, and I've kind of been stashing my rewards and whatnot. But I said, you know what? I have a like a Hawken sidelock muzzleloader.
Okay, one of the old style.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I've never really shot it a lot. I've shot it a couple times. I've hunted with it, I think maybe once or twice.
I had one. I did not like it.
And it was like, yeah, and I've seen yours, and it's like, okay, and I've used yours, and it's like, wow, that's kind of cool.
You ever shot mine? No.
I've never shot it.
I know we took it out in the field, but
I was waiting for that opportune moment, and I was waiting, but you did not release the deer in time.
Yeah, right.
You were supposed to release the deer in front of me at 50 yards.
Yeah. Broadside and have it stand there?
Yes.
And go, shoot me here?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But I did not get to shoot it. So, but I've been thinking about it, and I was like, So I kind of been putting away the rewards and points and stuff, and I was like, man, what can I get next? I said, you know what? Why not get a gun that's multi-purpose? And I'm like, okay, what gun would that be? So I was thinking the 450 Bushmaster. I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. I said, wait a second. If you get a muzzleloader, you could use a muzzleloader during muzzleloading season. True. But you can also then use it in the southern lower.
Yes, you can.
I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, so that's like dual purpose.
Yeah, Zone 3, you can use it during gun season.
Correct.
Yep.
I said, okay, now which one do I want to get? So the wheels started turning, and I think using yours was kind of really cool because that was based off the Model 700, and it's like, okay. So, lo and behold, I did it. I went and got Remington's UML muzzleloader, the ultimate muzzleloader.
Okay.
And so, I got one.
So this is Remington's new Model 700.
Yes.
Yep.
And make sure that's in the shot.
Oh, we're on this camera over here right now.
Anyways, so it was funny. I've been kind of watching the Cabela's website.
There you go.
And it's been out of stock. And lo and behold, Saturday night said limited amount, which means one. Whenever Cabela says limited, means one.
Yeah, they got one.
That means they got one. I did this before, so I know what this means. I was looking for a 20 gauge.
Okay.
And it said limited. I called, we got one. So I called him. I said, do you have one? He goes, yep, we got one. So I hurried down to my local Cabela's, and I got the new Model 700 muzzleloader. And funny thing is I had to have a NICS check.
A muzzleloader.
For a muzzleloader. I'm like,
why?
He goes, well, there's a kit out there, and I'm assuming you get it from Remington. I haven't gotten the whole story yet, but you can convert this to a centerfire rifle round.
Okay, what caliber?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking, well, because this is a 50 caliber.
Right.
So I'm thinking, okay. So I'll have to dig into that a little bit more. So I had to go through the whole entire NICS check and everything. Because it's just not a cap that you use. You use, basically, it looks like a 45 brass. And therefore, it's almost pretty darn close to loading up a rifle.
Right.
It's just through the breech plug, it goes through and it becomes a muzzleloader. So it's like, wow.
So you actually put this is your primer.
That's it right there.
You know, it's in a brass case. Like I said, this looks like a 45 or a 44. But yeah, as you can see here on the camera, there, even looking at it in that profile.
Right.
There's no projectile, there's no powder in it. It's just a primer. It's got the centerfire primer on the back side.
Yep, and that way it can be housed in the receiver.
Okay.
And then you go in your head, you load it up just like any Model 700 load.
Yeah.
So
It looks, it really does. It, you know, the bolt and everything looks just like mine. But before the show, you and I were talking, and I was checking it out. There are some subtle differences, obviously, the way it works. Different from mine, but
with the alternate muzzle loading ignition system, the gig on this one is you're supposed to be able to take that long range shot.
Okay.
Up to 300 yards.
Okay.
With 200 grains.
200 grains powder? Okay.
Yeah. 200 grains, and I forget what the projectile is, 250?
Probably like a 245.
It's a 250 grain bullet.
Yeah. I'll use 295s or 245s. Just depends on what I can get my hands on at the time.
And then you can go ahead and those are the ones that came with with the gun.
Right.
So, but now I need to get a scope and some rings.
I know where he can get some of those.
Really?
Yeah. Slam some Vortex on top of that.
Absolutely. Maybe. I've been looking. Actually, they've got a really nice price on a Vortex Crossfire, and I'm gonna have to ask you some questions on them because I'm not 100% sure on what the
differences are and all.
Yeah, they're the same scope, but they say one has this and one has the other, and I think that's
probably the MRAD and then the military radian reticle, and then the other one is on minutes,
something like that.
Yeah,
but yeah, so hopefully this hunting season, and I think if I get this all set up, I'm going to be using this the whole season. I think I'm going to use this for rifle season too.
Up in UP?
Yep.
Okay.
Right I think I want to get this thing out, and I'm gonna get it out there and use it, and then
call you One Shot Sally.
Well, I gotta get as good as you, man. You know, 2 deer in 2 minutes. I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that, but
you want me to show you?
But I want to get out there.
The whole key, seriously, the whole key to that, and I've heard this from people who've shot muzzleloaders quite a bit. They said, once you shoot, it's easier to reload on a warm barrel.
Really?
And it makes sense, you know. So as soon as I shot and dropped that one, I dropped that doe right in her tracks last year. I mean, bang, boom, she fell. She didn't take one step. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. The other one ran off. I'm like, well, okay, let's reload, you know, because I had another tag. So I just went ahead and reloaded, and when I stood up, that second one had came back, and it was just bang again, you know. And I reloaded again real quick because you
never know.
I still had a buck tag. You know, I had 3 tags. I had 2 doe tags and a buck tag. So
right, exactly. So if I'm not able to tag out, hopefully I might go up to your place for muzzleloading season and see if
heck yeah,
can't find a doe.
Heck yeah.
Because I'll be okay. I need 2 does, and I need them in 2 minutes. People,
yeah.
I'll announce it.
Yeah, right.
So,
well, that was a fun hunt. I mean, I've had a lot of fun on different hunts and stuff, but that one was, I don't know, it was just, this kind of made me giggle.
Absolutely, I would, and I'd like to try to get this sighted at least 200 yards.
Yeah, we could do that over at our range.
That's exactly what I was thinking, because I was thinking, okay, I'm going to need a range, because typically it's 100. I'm like, well, this says 300.
Right.
So I'm thinking, well, if I go for 200 and I get the right scope, and I think the crossfires, I want to say it starts with a B. That it's got
the BDC.
That might have been it.
A bullet drop compensator on it.
Yeah, that might have been it. And it was like the rings, and then that was the scope, the crossfire, and you can't beat the Vortex guarantee on them.
Absolutely.
So that I know I'm going to get a Vortex. It's just a matter of which one I want to get. So I was looking at that, and hopefully this summer we'll be going out to your range and test firing.
I'm ready. You know, as soon as we get a little bow action in here. That's something I almost did today, but I didn't. I started to get the bow out, but after lighting half the backyard on fire, I just thought, no, I'll let the bonfire simmer down a little.
Question for you.
Yeah.
On shooting, yours. Mm-hmm. Do you run a patch down the barrel after every shot?
Depends.
We're going to the range.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll swab it. I won't clean it. But
no. But you'll just run a patch up and down the barrel.
Yeah, I'll have a patch ready. I'll have cleaner solvent on it. And I'll just Run it down and out one time, yeah. Because what happens, the fouling will...
Oh, it's a lot of fouling.
It'll build up, and actually, after 5-6 shots, it'll get so tight that no matter how much pressure, but you can't get the projectile down the barrel.
Okay.
You can't get it all the way down and seated, and that's what I was talking about, loading hot. You don't want to load hot, I mean, like right after the shot, but, give it a second, let it cool for just a second, and then go ahead and drop pellets.
You don't want to drop out a hot barrel.
And actually when you do that, make sure it's pointed away from you. I mean, I was conscious of that when I was loading. I was like, I made doggone sure. I was like, okay, I'm going to drop 2, and I had it pointed away from when I dropped them, just to make sure.
Oh, that's right, and it's pellets too. That's right.
Yeah, that's what I use is pellets and drop them down. And I tell you what, that round went right down that barrel, no problem.
Good. I'm excited this summer. I want to get out there and we'll get the scope put on it. And
I'm interested to see this ignition system work because on mine I use 209 shotgun shell primers.
Exactly, and
they stick once that primer goes off. It expands just a little bit, and you have to use a primer pick to pull that out. And I don't like that style. Matter of fact, I have it with me in my pack.
You even told me it's a little tough. Here, you'll need this if you need to get another shot. You'll need to get that primer off. And they say these burn hot. Now, hotter than a 209 primer? I don't know. It just we'll see. Let's get it out there. We'll test it. And We'll fire some down range, and I might want to get a couple more. I might want to try a different couple. I know that I want to say they gave me 265 with polymer tips.
Okay. Were they the belts, power belts?
They're sitting in a Sabot.
Barnes power belt?
That I don't know.
Okay. That's typically what I use.
It came with the gun.
245, 265, 295, 305, something like that. I think that's the ones I usually see in the store. So
right, exactly. So we got some shooting to do this summer. And
do you have the solvent, the cleaner, and all that? You got a jag?
I have everything. I'll probably go get new solvent and stuff because the solvent I have is probably old.
Oh, so you didn't get new when you bought it?
Yeah, no, I didn't. I got the gun.
Came home.
Okay.
I
spent enough money at that point in time.
I got you.
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
But I'm excited that I have a gun that I can use all year round.
And get familiar with taking it apart. I mean, like stripping it down and cleaning. I mean, that to me, I think that's the key to the longevity of these guns, is making sure that they get cleaned properly and then lubed properly.
Do you remove the breech plug?
Out of mine, yes.
This one says do not.
Really?
Remove the breech plug.
Okay, so how does it get properly cleaned?
Well, that's a guy at work was going over some things with me. He goes, you got to remove the breech plug, this and that. And
the old way used to be you put them in a kitchen sink with hot water and pour hot water down the barrel and tip them over upside down, and pour it back out and swab it.
See, they call it an extremely clean burning system.
Okay.
But
there's still got to be powder residue inside the barrel when you're done, though.
Okay. Do not remove the breech plug under normal conditions or maintenance.
Okay.
Right there, big bold letters. Because my friend at work says, "Oh, you probably want to take the breech plug out when you're storing it." That's what I do, and I just happen to be looking through this. Like I said, no, I don't. He goes, "What?" So, never attempt to remove a breech plug. Well, you don't remove
with the primer attached to it. Yeah.
So
that's good advice. You don't do that.
Well, that one though.
But I would like to know. I'd like to know what their whole thought process on that is, and the cleaning procedure, because when you're pushing that patch down, you're pushing all that fouling down to the breech.
Well, I'll have to.
Or not the breech, but the back end.
I wonder if it says in here because.
Yeah, I'd be interested. So read up on that and let me know.
All right, we'll do.
So, all right, we're bumping up here on our last break. So let's take our last break, step outside real quick. We come back, we'll wrap up the show. We've got a couple other little tidbits to talk about. We'll be right back after this. All right. And Tom Genzel, he made a post here during that segment and he said that he needs some more answers from Yeti. He said they still support a bunch of conservation groups, but I can't wait to see what they were thinking. And that's just it. Okay, so let me ask you this, Danny, just off the cuff, an opinion here. If that was their reason because of political pressure, but they still want to support the NWTF and maybe support whitetails,
QDMA, Pheasants Forever.
Does that make it okay?
MUCC.
Does that still make it okay?
I'm kind of on Tom's point. I want to hear their answer, because this is going to be a good one, because you're saying you're not going to do business with a part of the NRA that actually is an educational side of the NRA.
Right.
And it's like,
yeah.
But yet you're going to support NWTF, a QDMA, whatever, conservation. Wait a second. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You got to tell me why
You think
the NRA
service?
Why the NRA is a bad, but let's just pick one, and I don't know for sure. NWTF is a good one.
Right.
I think it's if that's the case, then it's lip service.
Okay.
Look what we did.
Okay. All right. Looks like we bumped our camera up there a little off center. That's why I keep trying to cheat tonight a little bit.
Oh, we can see more of this window.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting crowded here on the shoulder a little
Feel
bit.
like you're getting crowded in?
Yeah, we'll have to make an adjustment there for the next week. All right, you ready? Okay, here we go. Stand by in 3, 2, 1. Last segment of the show, everybody. Sitting here in the cabin. It's daylight.
And it's sunny out, blue sky.
I got the window open behind me here. It's nice.
It is. It is nice, and it's finally. I hope that's the last of the snow, and I can switch my snowblower and lawnmower now.
You should be able to. I
I'm
would
hoping
hope
so.
I got the bike out. I rode for the first time last week. I did a 4-mile quick trip just to kind of get everything back motion again.
Okay.
Get the old bones rolling on the bike. The old rear end got a little sore. Wasn't used to riding on the bike, but
Getting a little monkey butt, huh?
yeah. But other than that, it felt good. The bike needed some work. I knew last year going into last fall riding it that it needed some adjustments made to it. It just wasn't running correctly on the gear system, and I left it at camp all season. Brought it back home on that last hunt in December.
Okay.
And put it on the trailer, and on the way home,
It got a salt bath.
it got a salt bath on the freeway. Yeah, so it went into the garage, and I pulled it out, and I went, "Uh-oh, that don't look good."
Well, and kind of.
So
really,
I tore it down.
and really, you come home in December. You did not have one good chance to. What are you gonna take it up into the bathtub with you?
Yeah, so I basically field stripped it right out there in the driveway yesterday. Cleaned it all up, lubed it up, got all the gunk off of it, and got some good chain lube for it. Went through everything, and then I got on. YouTube is great for learning how to do things.
Is it though?
How do you adjust the derailleurs on a bicycle? I've never done that.
Oh.
But after watching 2 videos for the front and the rear, okay, I didn't realize there's as many adjustments on a bike as there is. But I got it all adjusted, got it all put back together, took it out, took a first spin, and it's singing, man. It's running good.
How do you think I learned how to twist the sausage links?
Oh, yeah?
I'm like, well, how do you do that? YouTube,
yeah, a lot of good stuff there. A lot of bad stuff too. You got to watch what you're looking at, but you get some bad advice too.
Right, you can get good advice, but it doesn't. They did, the 2 videos I showed. They did it really quick. Boom, boom. Here you go. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I started doing it, going, well, that's not gonna boom.
Yeah, explode.
It did.
Right.
So, but was there a lot the salt, and I think they add stuff to the salt, but did it corrode your bike?
It did on some of the surfaces. Yeah, the painted surfaces it didn't. The polished surfaces it didn't. But like if there was like a dull metal finish, almost like maybe an dull aluminum surface, yeah, it was tarnished. It wasn't
Okay.
almost like oxidized.
Yep, that's
Some kind of oxidation. Didn't really rust anything. You know,
Good.
I went through everything, and it just needed a good clean. I mean, there was dirt and all kinds of crud all over it from, running trails and running the dirt roads around here, for the last 2 seasons. And it's the first time I cleaned the bike, But yeah, it's running really good now. I was amazed. I was really worried when I seen the salt on it.
Well, yeah, it's been sitting for 6 months.
Right. I was like,
5 months.
Geez. But no, it's good. Runs good. And looking forward to getting out and putting some miles on it. So I was going to ride today, but like I said, I decided yard work was probably better served.
Well, yesterday was yard work. Today was a little bit get the animals out and get them on a good walk. But yeah, yesterday was definitely yard work. It was like I had a limb broken, and it was like.
I really wanted to shoot the bow this weekend, something I didn't get to do. There was a tournament here, the G5 Super Slam, first leg of that was this weekend.
Yeah.
I really wanted to shoot that, but I haven't shot this week. I haven't really done any shooting. I've still got arrows that's got to be cut and fletched.
Yep.
So I've got about 50 different things that really need to be done, and I'm just kind of getting behind, and I got to get the bow set up that I'm going to use for target.
Well, you got that, but then this weekend you're going to be up at the brow study.
Yeah, we're doing a deer brow study this weekend, so having some people over. We've got 4 different properties we're going to survey. So, what are you doing? Don't you be blowing my leg off over here.
Yeah, I dropped something. I figure that.
Don't be dropping primers over here.
Yeah, right? But it's even though it's downtime, it's not really downtime. It's just
No, it's just a lot to do, and
then
there's things I want to do.
May is your turkey season.
Yes. Yeah. I talked to the guy that I'm taking this week, or I just kind of hit him up real quick, said, we got to get together and pick a date. I've got my own time I'm going to hunt, but I'm going to take him for a weekend and
Sweet.
see if we can't get him a bird. We'll just see how that rolls. He's never been before, so it's another opportunity to take a new hunter out, share the woods, and, teach somebody something. So
Right.
looking forward to that. But no, that's kind of the way I've been rolling this week. It's going to be a busy week this week coming up, and I'm looking forward to making that trip up and just getting some downtime and relaxing and just taking it easy.
Busy, not busy time of year, but a busy time of the year.
Yeah.
It's
right.
It's we're good.
So, but no, the only other thing going on also this weekend is trout season opener.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, trout season opens.
I want to do trout season, but it's like right smack dab in turkey season.
Oh, I know.
It's
we got to get you on the water this year. We got to wait a stream. Actually, we're going to try this for the first time tonight. I'm going to roll some video here. This is from last year, and we're going to see how this works. But this was a GoPro video from Jake and my trip up on the Pigeon River last year. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Look at the beautiful weather you had, and were you in t-shirts?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we had long sleeve fishing shirts on, those quick dry shirts. But
so this was the last weekend in.
This was in June.
Oh, this is in June. Okay.
This was actually the weekend before he went to college.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah, wading some streams and having some fun. It was just we spent 4 days up there fishing on the rivers, and we used camp as our base camp, and went to a couple different areas and did some trout fishing. So, but that's coming up this weekend.
Man, I tell you, there's gonna be snow on the ground up there.
Yeah, actually, a guy I used to work with hit me up on Facebook today, and we were talking a little bit. He's like, "Hey, where are you going?" And actually, he's going to be between Mayo and the 4001 bridge.
Oh, okay.
And I drive right through there going to camp. So he's going up trout fishing. He's going to give it a try for the first time, and. I said,
you got those frog tog boots sitting on your front porch.
Yeah, I do. They need to get put away from last year. They've been sitting out there all year. But no, I love getting up and wading and throwing some jewelry in the water. It's
and you're using strictly spinner baits here, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing for guys that don't maybe know, like my buddy who's going to go, the guy I used to work with. You got to know what stretch of the river you're on. You got to know what the regs are for that stretch of the river.
Because sometimes you get to a certain bridge, and on one side is one way, and on the other side of the bridge is a different way.
Yep, exactly. This stretch that we're on here was anything goes.
Okay.
Or any artificial bait goes.
Okay.
We were using
what would be
spinners.
like one of the regs being that?
It'd be like flies only.
Okay.
Could be flies only, which we couldn't fish because we had spinners, or it could be any artificial bait, which you could use anything that's artificial. It means no live bait.
Right, no live bait.
No crawlers, and then you've got stretches that are anything goes.
Okay. And it's just not. Sometimes the demarcation line is a bridge.
Usually is, yes, or a road.
Or a road. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you come up to this road and you're like, well, if I walk on the other side of this, you might become illegal.
Yeah, well, actually, where we put in at this bridge,
Okay.
downstream we couldn't fish. Upstream, where we were going, you could fish. With
really?
the gear we had, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you get into certain stretches that are different size limits, depending on where you're at as well. And, how many you can keep of a certain, you really got to take a reg book with you.
Obviously, because that
and
sounds
know where
like that
you're
could
at.
be
Yeah, but the thing is, like this river here, it was posted on both sides of the stream. There were signs the DNR had actually put up, and they tell you, from here upstream is this, and from here downstream is this. There's signs there, and you better make sure you read them.
Okay, so
Good piece of advice.
So more times than not, you're putting in at like a bridge or something.
Yes.
Okay.
But a lot of times you'll be at a camp, and you'll walk in and put in right at a campsite, or maybe a little canoe livery.
Oh, if you
something
took like
that.
a side road or something and you ended up back at the stream,
Yep.
you better know where you're putting in, right?
Yep. You got to know what that stretch of that river is.
Wow.
So take maps with you, know where you're at, take rule books with you, and ask around too. That's
Absolutely.
probably the best thing, because you don't want to make a mistake and all of a sudden get a ticket. So,
Yeah. You don't need to come out of the water with
Yeah.
Mr. DNR man looking at you going, excuse me.
Yeah, but no, that is in the Pigeon River wildlife area. Or
That's
refuge.
awesome. Look at the blue sky.
Yeah, it was beautiful up there. Yeah, my GoPro's on my chest. I got the little chest pack.
Is that
on
what
there.
you were using there?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a little, let's get off that there. That's starting to make me just a little bit dizzy.
But that just gets to show you what you're not really in deep water.
Yeah.
It's really nice. So. But yeah, that starts this weekend.
Yep. So we got trout season opening.
Turkey, trout,
Walleye, I believe, opens back up in the middle of May, if I'm not mistaken,
May 15th
on the rivers.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of stuff's opening up now.
Finally, it's gonna spring.
Yeah. So
I get it. Seasons are gonna spring.
You're funny. See
I
what I
crack
got to work
myself up.
with.
I crack myself up sometimes.
So what else we got to talk about?
You know what? Not much after that. Just gotta get out there and do it and hit it hard and
Get after.
everybody else get out there, man. If you're going this week or you're scouting for next week or the rest of the whenever you're going, finally got some good weather to do it. A little bit tougher up north, but you can still do it. At least you can see tracks in the snow.
Yeah, well, actually, they're going to get warm weather. I've been checking the weather and staying on top of it. And at our deer camp up there, we're expected to have, high 50s, low 60s all week. So I'm expecting that we're going to see snow, but we're not going to see it covered over the whole area. There'll be piles here and there.
Spotty.
Yeah, so we should be good. And, I wanted to go this weekend, but I didn't go. Didn't have anybody that wanted to make that drive up because I was going to go up and come back. I wanted to check snow depth, but also I wanted to check those 2 trail cameras I put on that deer carcass we found about a month ago. Because I got one that I set it on video, and the other one I just had on stills.
Yep.
And I wanted to see if we had the eagle come back, or if we
What
had
kind of visitors you got?
bobcats, coyotes, whatever. I wanted to see what was in there on that carcass.
If anything's going after the bones.
Yeah. So, when I go back up, that's going to be the first place I stop and check. And check my other trail cameras to see if I've got anything that's got any potential on them, I mean, you're not going to see a bone structure right now, but, you can tell older bucks that's made it through. And, looking for turkey as well, so.
Yeah, they need to change their coats and see some. If you got a little bit of snow, you'll be able to see turkey tracks.
Yeah, oh yeah. So, looking forward to it and getting back up there and doing that. That'll be Friday, and I'm going to take a day off and just kind of get up there and get situated and get ready for the deer brow survey. I'm looking forward to that. Really am. Doing all the stuff that we're doing with QDMA and the deer stewardship class and things we've been learning from everybody. It's just trying to put another piece of that puzzle together. In my head. So
it's all about the puzzle.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what's going on this coming weekend.
Well, we'll tune back in next Sunday night and we'll kind of give you a report of what we all did.
Right on. Yeah. Other than that, get out there, shoot your bows, shoot a turkey, shoot his face off.
That is Tim likes to say.
Yeah.
Shot him right in the face.
Yeah, throw some jewelry in the water and catch a fish. But if you guys if you got one of the late turkey seasons, don't forget that Lynn Walker Game Calls out of Harts, West Virginia.
Yeah.
Check him out. He's on Facebook. Great calls that we're going to be running this year. Get your turkey sling. Where's my turkey sling at?
You got it right over there.
Great way to carry your turkey out. That way you got another hand free. So you get those from Tim as well. So
hopefully I'll be using mine tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd like to see that, man. I want to send him some pictures.
We'll see what the woods is talking about tomorrow.
Just remember, those calls are Tim tested and Gobbler approved.
Absolutely. He said it. I saw the video. I'm ready for it.
He shot his face off.
He did.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, that's going to do it for us this week, folks. For those of you on the live stream, if you want to hang on for a few minutes, we'll hang around. And other than that, we're going to sign off here on the podcast. That'll do it for us this week, folks. All right. It looks like Kyle's giving you some grief there about something.
Danny needs some wine for all that cheese. He thinks he wants to give me the wine.
Okay.
I got the cheese.
I was going to say, what do you call a basement full of Danny's complaining? A wine cellar.
Oh, somebody stop him.
Yeah, it's been a good week, man. I am so glad it's finally starting to warm up.
Thank God.
So if y'all got anything, throw it at us here real quick before we go. I'd be glad to chat for a few more minutes.
Have a good one, Travis.
That's saved off. Yeah. All right. Good deal.
All right.
Give it another minute or so here, and we'll see what's going on.
Actually, that video looked pretty good coming through.
Did it? Okay, yeah. If you guys, anybody that's still on, we rolled the video there, the fishing video, other than me walking with GoPro on my chest. How did the stream look? The live stream portion of that look? Was it okay? A little feedback on that. And also don't forget, guys, you looking for coffee for camp, man, don't forget Hunter's Blend. Go over to their website, huntersblend.com, get you a bag. It's good stuff. Keeps Danny awake.
Right. Yeah.
You're going to take some with you tomorrow? Do you take a thermos with you in the woods?
No, I usually don't.
You don't? Okay.
I usually take a bottle of water. And
okay.
That's usually it.
All right. Alrighty. Let's see. One more check here. Kyle says good luck tomorrow. Yeah, Kyle, I tried getting Danny to go out and shoot this weekend, but, and I almost took you up on that, but I honestly have not shot my bow enough to even think about going out and shooting. That's something I've got to start getting on. I've got a couple early days this week, so I think when I come home from work, that's going to be a priority, is to start shooting and just getting back in a rhythm of shooting my bow. So that's something that I'm going to try to work on. So, all right, y'all. Take care. We're going to sign off now, and we will see you guys again next week. Get out there and make sure you guys get on the water or in the woods and get her done. Y'all take care.